Hello, it's Marina from the Butterfly Effect, and this is the reading for Aries for December 2020. I'm going to go back old school to my original Mythic Tarot and do a Celtic cross spread for the month of December. Aries, I've only just pulled your significator. I'm going to do this reading with you, so you might want to put your finger on the scroll button and pull it up to when all the cards are laid out, and that's when I'll start having probably the conversation. Not the way I normally do it, but I'm very keen to try and get my energy out of the readings, and that's the reason I haven't been able to do readings, because my story is all over it for one reason or another. But I think this might actually help me, even though obviously my intentions is that I'm reading specifically for Aries. So your significator looks pretty awesome, clearly coming through in your own energy. The Queen of Wands, upright, Penelope here. So very much in your own power, and the Five of Pentacles has fallen out in reverse with it. This is recovery with the Five of Pentacles being in reverse, but I'm going to come back to that. Let's just do crossing card for Aries December 2020. Crossing our obstacles. Crowning card. Base of matter. Aries outcome for December 2020. Okay, so Aries, at the base of the deck for December, you have the Sun in reverse. So this could mean that you're feeling a bit down just now, maybe a little bit depressed. Can also mean that you're just not seeing the truth of a situation. It can mean that it's just delayed gratification. Okay. But as I say, you're coming through in your own energy, which is really, really positive with the Queen of Wands. You are upright, you are feeling good, you are feeling vibrant, you are feeling confident, and on the road to recovery with the Five of Pentacles. Now, this can be a physical recovery with the Pentacles, or it can be a financial recovery. So you may have been a bit down and out, or you may have been having to watch your pennies. I do see in your immediate future the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. That's really the only nod to Pentacles here, but the Sevens are always lessons. And the Seven of Pentacles in your immediate future can be a difficult work decision, but this is one that you're not prepared to take with it being in reverse here. This is feeling that maybe what you've invested in, what you've been working on, what you've been waiting on, doesn't have the desired payout. Or it could very well be that you do receive a job offer in the very near future, but you choose to reject it. It doesn't quite match what you need, and yet your obstacle is the Eight of Pentacles, is actually physical work, what you're working on. So there's something around the work front here that's causing an issue. Queen of Wands, show me my Aries Queen of Wands archetype for December. On the floor. Queen of Wands. Sigh in reverse. Exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which oh Jesus, through which a cause can succeed. Okay, Aries, that could mean you're in a little bit of denial just now about your actual situation, because work is the issue with the Eight of Pentacles. Now I've got wounded child, blames dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds and resists moving on through forgiveness. I'm actually getting that as much as you're coming across as being like vibrant, confident, sexy, able, capable, and, you know, recovering from a loss, money, or just feeling, you know, left out, not included, or even, as I say, the Pentacles, it can be a physical recovery. I think you're in a little bit of denial here. It may just be wishful thinking, but Eight of Pentacles is actually in your block position. So your obstacle is work. You may actually be out of work. You may not enjoy the work that you're doing. You may not know what you're supposed to be doing. And as I say, in your immediate future here, you have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse here. And it sort of feels like what's coming your way just doesn't really match what you would like to come your way. Why is the Five of Pentacles? Five of Pentacles reversed. Five of Pentacles reversed. Tower reversed. And the Two of Pentacles. This has been overwhelmed. I really do get the feeling, and you know, I'm not saying it's a negative thing because the Nine of Pentacles is at the base of the deck here. I feel that there is an overwhelming confidence with you that things are going to right themselves. But it's absolutely not where you are now, or it will be in the very near future. So you may have had to sort of juggle your finances, you know, rob Peter to pay Paul, and, you know, literally just kept yourself from the edge of the precipice here. Or at the very least, Aries, that is the impression that you're giving, because how you're being viewed as Temperance and the Seven of Cups here. So you're being viewed as somebody who's very moderate, who's got everything in balance, you know, who's very patient, who may be, you know, learning quite a lot in terms of relationships or delusions, illusions, but I just feel, Aries, that is the impression you're choosing to put out there. Because your crowning card is the Hangman here. And that is, everything is at a stop. This is what's in your mind. This is what's immediately apparent. Nothing is happening. This may be a time where you have to make some sacrifices. This is about, you know, cutting your cloth to suit your circumstances, because finances may be an issue here, albeit you're in recovery. But this might be a little bit of fake it till you make it. Not letting on that you are struggling. But everything is at a standstill with the Hanged Man here. And there are sacrifices that you are having to make at this time, particularly with regards to either, in the main, it really is your physical body, your health, but it is your finances. Show me the Eight of Pentacles that's in the block position for my Queen of Wands. Strength. Is that upright? Nine of Swords. And again, there's this feeling that you're not going to allow it to overcome you, you know? You're not going to allow it to overcome you. You're having, you know, a certain amount of tenacity, strength, and courage, determination to not be overwhelmed by your current set of circumstances. It's very stoic, Aries. And you're on the edge of the precipice and you see it very bloody clearly, but you're not going off the edge. You might even have had a similar experience in the past, and you know it's a waiting game. You know that you're going to remain hopeful to the point that you're almost you're not just faking it till you make it. You are actually convincing yourself. It does actually feel quite positive. It's making me smile, but it's almost like everything's fucking crashing around you, but you're just sat there. This is okay. I'm seeing that gif, where the little dog is sat in the burning room with his cup of tea. He's like, this is okay. Everything's fucking shattered and falling around you. You're like, no, this is okay. We're gonna be okay. No. We're not going to fall out the window. The house is not going to come crashing in. This is okay. I've got this. This is a little bit awkward just now, but it's going to be okay. The Hangman in your crowning position for Aries. Yeah. So it's a lack of wish fulfillment, and it's on the money front. Now, one thing I would say about that combination, Aries, and you have to be, because the Nine of Cups to me, especially in reverse, is always a card of overindulgence. It is a card of avoidance. It's like unhealthy escape mechanisms, usually through some sort of overindulgence, alcohol, eating, spending. Ace of Pentacles. So if that's something that you're aware of, that's something that will need to stop. This is cutting your cloth here with the Five of Pentacles in reverse. But it can also be that this maybe is that, the reason that you're in this situation in the first place. This is like, I keep coming back to fake it till you make it, but it's also the fact that you live the lifestyle. If you're exercising the law of attraction, they say that you live the lifestyle that you have already manifested before it's even there. You may be doing that. So this is like going out to the best restaurants and ordering exactly what you want and the finest wines, having, literally by the end of the week you won't be able to pay the rent. But this is the impression you're putting out there, because you ultimately think that's what's going to bring in the goods, so to speak. The World at the base of the deck is what is driving the reading. The World upright is a completion of some sort of cycle in your life. It's usually a very successful completion, and it involves the King of Cups. So maybe a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. I mean, this can be a health matter that's wrapped up for you. The King of Cups can sometimes come through as a doctor or a healer in some way. He's the person that sits by your bedside to help you get well. So you may have sort of someone supporting you here. It can be a friend, a lover, partner, brother. And maybe this is why you're, managing to, keep your head above water here. I do think this is something to do with your health, with the Four of Swords being in reverse here. This can be coming out of a period of healing, a period of isolation, a period of withdrawal. For some of you, this may be someone who didn't get well, or is not getting well. Let me just see. Here's the King of Cups for my Aries. Card down again. It's the Fool, but I don't know how it came out. Here's the King of Cups. He's a miser. And a companion. So, I mean, you may have a supporter here that's kind of a, you know, is not running the show, but this is something that either is unknown to you, that you do have a companion, a supporter out there, or this is just someone who's helping bolster your situation at this time. I kind of really feel like it's probably a brother or a sibling. I mean, it could just be a friend, companion, obviously. Someone who's loyal, unselfish, kind, helpful. And I literally do see someone like, you know, sat at your bedside here, offering you food and a wee cup of tea, a couple of paracetamol. It came through in reverse. This can be someone who's a bit of a hoarder, hoarding money back from you. But it can also be someone who is supporting you financially, who's at the base of the matter, or at least keeping the wool from the door, giving you that wee bit of support here until you sort of get back on your feet. And yeah, honestly, Aries, I don't think that's the impression that's out there on you. In your past, you've got the Ace of Swords in reverse here. So there's been either a lack of communication here, there's been some sort of mental stress, there's been dishonesty, maybe poor judgment in the past. It's probably with regards to a Knight of Cups with the Three of Pentacles. Did I not already have a Three of Pentacles? Three of Pentacles is in your outcome. This might be something coming around again here. The Three of Pentacles is usually a work situation. It's, you know, collaboration, working with others. I often see it as a bit of a DIY card, you know, just work around the house, just keeping things so. But with the Knight of Cups here, this is my romantic idealist. And it almost feels like there's something that you haven't seen clearly about this person, or this person hasn't been particularly honest with you. They may have been involved elsewhere. There may be something to do with their work situation that you were unaware of. But there's something that you didn't see about them, basically. And that would be that they're probably aggressive, passive aggressive. Their communication is poor or argumentative. This is someone that kind of might have sort of torn you down the strip with the Star in reverse here. This is at some point, I think you've lost hope in this situation that you could come together with this person. They don't seem to be able to tell the truth. Ace of Swords in reverse, Knight of Swords in reverse. This is someone who it doesn't, you know, the Knight of Swords being in reverse. It's not just, it can be someone who's literally out of control, doesn't have, it can be deliberately cruel in their speech and how they talk to you. But it can also be just someone who doesn't know how to communicate, doesn't know how to speak their feelings with the Knight of Cups upright. And there's a loss of hope here. I have to say the Hangman, the Star in reverse here, this is definitely a nod to, you know, a very low time emotionally. Depression, feeling really stuck. But also there's something in your past here that you've given up on, Aries. How did that get there? Okay, so I've just seen the Ten of Pentacles land at the base of the deck here, in reverse, along with this King of Cups. So this, I mean, I do feel it is like a brother for some of you, or, you know, it does say a companion, but with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, there's some sort of maybe conflict around family here. This can be a monetary issue again. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. This can be about bankruptcy, someone losing their property, you know, your pension not going particularly well. Loneliness. Show me the Seven of Pentacles in reverse in Aries, the future. Two of Cups in reverse and the Ten of Cups in reverse. So this is a breakup, probably a divorce. This is something you're not prepared to work on anymore, Aries, coming from this energy here. It's not been a wish fulfillment. It's put you in a really negative place. Oh, crikey, I've even got the Lovers, in reverse as well. This is just something you're not prepared to invest in, or whoever you're connected with is not prepared to put any sort of work or effort or money into this at all. And it's ultimately, if you're in a marriage, this is looking like a divorce, but it is most definitely a breakup, because there is a lack of hope here. You're dealing with someone who probably flies off the handle. This could be someone who 1 minute is offering you a cup of love and wanting to, you know, take you out and have a lovely romantic evening and get together with you. In the next minute, you know, they're completely flown off the handle. And it's, you know, it's like Jekyll and Hyde. You don't know who you're getting here at all. And the imminent future, if this is your story, is that you're no longer investing in this. This is going to be a breakup or a divorce. And in terms of your external energy, it's confirming that the 8 of Cups and the Knight of Wands. This is walking away from someone who's a bit explosive. This is walking away from someone who's arrogant, who's in and out, who is unreliable, who doesn't follow through. I don't think that's the same King of Cups, because this feels like a really fiery, antsy, you know, it can blow up or turn on a dime energy. This guy down here, this King of Cups, I don't think it's the same person. I think you have someone else in your life here. I mean, this is something that's wrapping up for them. But this is a softer energy. This is a much softer energy. I mean, they might be a wee bit tight, or they might be strapped for cash and might need your help, or you might need their help, but it just feels like a more, you know, it is companionship. There is support between these elements and not this. And I've already covered off how you're being viewed, and that's someone who's just trying to keep the shit together in the midst of an emotional storm. In terms of your hopes, now the 5 of Pentacles, sorry, 5 of Cups came out sideways. I don't know if you know. And the King of Pentacles is in reverse here. Your fear with the 6 of Swords in reverse is that something might come back around again, is that you're not able to mentally move on from something that's kept you stuck for some time. Your hope is, I don't know, you're hoping that this person will leave. You might actually be sort of, you know, instigating arguments with them in the hope that they'll just up and leave you. And it might be that you're hoping that they'll come back. I don't know. Let me see. 5 of Cups in Aries. Hopes. Spinning. 4 of Cups. Taking it down a level. And the Emperor. I think you're hoping to get control of your emotions. It might even be that this is someone who's really quite addictive to you, but you know is not good for you. And you're hoping that you'll have the self-control, strength to overcome any offers that they put in your direction here. You're hoping that you're going to be able to not offer them anything. It's maybe someone that, you know, you've financially supported with the King of Pentacles, and with it being in reverse, this is like the bank is closed. You're not going to continually support someone. But you're worried you're not going to be mentally be able to move on from them. 6 of Swords in fears. Yeah, Moon in reverse. Oh crikey, I've got the Devil in reverse. I mean, it is a fear. There's some sort of almost trying to break an addiction to someone here. One that's created a lot of confusion in your mind. Probably a lot of sleepless nights coming into your obstacle here. There's an addictive quality here, even though you've been through this cycle and it's, you know, something is wrapping up for you. it's almost like this someone has, like, you know, little puppet strings on you, and they're able to, I actually heard, turn you on in such a way that you might have to, you might end up back there. Oh, crikey. And in your outcome, the Three of Pentacles. So this can be a work situation. It's just sort of, you know, working along, you know, joylessly. Oh, crikey, joylessly with people. you're getting along, you know. You might not be enjoying it very much, but it feels it's an awful lot calmer. Hierophant and the Seven of Wands. I think you're sort of competing for some sort of recognition here, Aries. Or you're defending, you know, law and order and the right thing to do. It does feel like a step back. I mean, we have got the Five of Pentacles in reverse in your main energy. And we're going back to the Three. And the threes are all about an initial completion, but it is the very early stages of something. So this can be you just, you know, getting back on your feet, finding new people to, you know, intertwine with, starting a new company or a new business. And in some ways you almost have to sort of fight your way back up to the higher echelons of the business, you know. Where's a Hierophant here? A Hierophant can obviously be about a commitment as well. Oh dear. King of Swords in reverse with the Hermit in reverse. King of Swords in reverse is someone who is cruel. Coming back to this Knight of Swords. This may be this person again. Someone who's non-communicative. This is someone who can be a bit of a mean speaker or who doesn't speak at all. It can be someone who is doesn't have any sort of empathy or compassion, is very rigid, can even be dishonest. Coming back to this past person, I don't know if you're married to this person and this is you, you know, trying to, you know, reach some sort of agreement to get a divorce or a separation, and someone's making it difficult. King of Swords reverse for Aries. Who's a prince, romantic charm and potential for power, but using power for self-aggrandizement, and the femme fatale. Oh hell. Literally just heard, they'll not spoil another couple. Something my mother would say. It's almost like it's not a match made in hell. Okay, that's too harsh. But you know, you're both if you're getting involved in a divorce here, which does seem to be, or a separation, this is now a case of competitiveness. Someone may want to hang on to this because it's going to cost them financially to not be part of this relationship. King of Swords first on the outcome for Aries. Victim and discovery. Gosh. Victim of. So this might be someone, and it might be the King of Pentacles, who's actually discovering that they have been taken advantage of. And I don't think that's something that up until now they've been aware of. They may be part of a third-party situation that the femme fatale here has put them into. And I don't know why I feel there's a little bit of vindictiveness here, because if someone is being rejected and it's in favour of a third party, this may be someone who's actually, you know, preventing someone from moving on. Bittersweet. Who doesn't want to give them a divorce, who wants to make their life difficult because they have in some way taken advantage of them. And it might be that they're only discovering this, you know, way down the line here. I sort of feel like I've gone off on a different story here. The bare bones of it remain the same. I'm coming back to my significator, my Queen of Wands upright, who, you know, I'm not saying butter wouldn't melt, but this is someone, and I am reading this as your energy, Aries, who's not letting on, who is faking it till she makes it. Just tell me, who's the victim? Oh, well, it's whoever's lied, basically. Honesty in reverse and unity. So whoever is part of this couple, and it is a couple, has lied, because I have got, oh, that's gnome, and that's it, in wine there is truth. So there may have been some sort of argument in the past with the Knight of Swords, and someone's blurted out some sort of truth here, and that discovery is made someone feel in some way a victim. The thing about the victim, and it could be you, Aries, as the Queen of Wands, Acorn here never lets on that he is the victim. He actually convinces himself that he's not. He basically recreates the story in his head, where the experience that he's been through is such that he's gained something from it. And I am sort of getting that with this wounded child in reverse and the Messiah. There is a feeling of denial here, and it may even go beyond fake it till you make it. You literally may have rewritten history here to make it more palatable to you. Show me the Prince as the King of Swords. Okay, so this is someone who is not communicating, which is what the King of Swords can be in reverse here. King of Swords can also be a lawyer, and Arvo is about communication. So when he's in reverse, this is usually someone who strives for, you know, verbal brilliance, who listens very carefully, who very much considers what he says before he does. In reverse, this can be someone who, you know, doesn't think before they speak, who just blurts things out, and also doesn't speak at all, because they literally don't know what to say here. Indy in reverse is not being able to make a decision, and it's usually for good reason when he's in reverse, because he doesn't have all the information, and yet there's an element of discovery here. So if someone's going through a divorce, they might do, you know, the whole discovery thing and put the story together, and there's something that somebody discovers here, but maybe something that they're not talking about. Take me back to my Queen of Wands for Aries. And that's just confirming that it's a long-lasting relationship that is come to an end. This is not unconditionally giving your love. To me, this is about an energy of being a bit more cautious about, you know, who you give your attention, love to. It's also a card of dropping the baggage, because this is my big dodo man. She just sat on his head, usually just putting up with any sort of nonsense, remaining hopeful and positive. This is the dropping of a relationship. What I think I'm struggling with here, and there's the depression card again here. There's a depression, there's the sadness about this ending, and it can also be, you know, through self-pity. So there is a fairly substantial relationship here. You know, this is not like a crush or anything like that. This is a couple who've been together a long time here, and it is something that is coming to an end if it hasn't done already. That's most certainly on the cards here, but there is a feeling of this wee bit here. So there's mediation in the Three of Pentacles. This is getting round the table. This is maybe trying to avoid solicitors and trying to, you know, maybe get a divorce on the cheapie, that sort of thing. And yet there's something here that it feels like a spoke in the wheels. There's almost like there's something that's discovered. Singer of Connection in reverse. Or maybe you were both like in agreement, self-expression and release. But there's something later on in the process that seems to come about that makes someone really defensive. That maybe makes them want to fight for this relationship and maybe not release someone, because maybe just because they love them and don't want things to break up. But it almost feels a wee bit more sort of oopsie, Dark Lady in reverse here. I mean, this can be like, it can be like dark magic. It can be like a very something very mysterious and ritualistic. It's a dark night of the soul that's waiting in the dark for the sun to come through. There's a lot of sort of depressive energy here, but that to me is something vindictive. Okay, Aries, let me take your advice for December 2020. What advice do you have for my Aries for December 2020? Be brave and honest. This is my Knight. And take care of your needs. And that's financial needs coming there. So the Knight, he has got a little tear run down his face here. There's someone who needs to face the situation honestly and do the right thing. Okay. The energy of respect is important right now. You are being encouraged to figure out what is important to you and what you stand for. This is someone who stands for law and order, who stands for doing the right thing with the Hierophant. And so I don't know. If you're in a space where there's opposition, you're being guided to follow through with integrity, because even if it seems this will slow your progress, your rewards will be much more abundant. You're being surrounded by a light of bravery to help you. This card also brings justice. If you're longing for justice, please know that the universal energies are working to bring everything back in order, and you don't need to face or force anything through with your will. If you had made any mistakes recently, it's important to take ownership of them so that you can align yourself with improving the situation. If you're feeling the need to defend your spiritual path at this time, back down and let it protect you. Now, winter is a timeline indicator, and we're there, so, you know, probably looking 6 to 8 weeks at the most here for this situation to sort of culminate. But it is also about taking care of your own needs, basically. Sometimes going it alone if need be. Do everything you need to be at your best and then move beyond your fears and limitations. Although you may feel in the dark, get comfortable with being in the unknown and trust that the light within you will sustain you through what may seem a challenging process. Ask yourself what you need to do to feel supported and alive. You may uncover something from your past that you have buried deep. This is this discovery. Know that when you unearth it and shed light on it, you create space for miracles. You may feel like a lone wolf right now, but it's time for you to be the alpha. There's something you're going to uncover, basically, and it's going to be pretty uncomfortable, but it is ultimately, I'm literally hearing the source of your salvation. Drama. Okay, Aries, that is your reading. Please look after yourselves. If I don't talk to you before Christmas, have a good one.